All right, good morning everybody. Nick with NK Landscaping again. We're starting a new job today. It's up there. We're just gonna unload the excavator here real quick, get it up there before we bring the truck up. It's a railroad tie retaining wall and some steps. So we'll get unloaded and then we're gonna start the demo phase. All right, so we're up here now. This is what we've got. We've got this failing railroad tie retaining wall, and then these steps. So all this is going to come out, concrete and the railroad ties and everything. This is all going to get replaced. So we're going to start tearing out everything. We got to separate the concrete out from the railroad ties. We're probably going to take the concrete out later, but the railroad ties are coming out now. I got to start with this wall. Probably got to even out some of this grade a little bit to get the machine up in here. But we're going to get started doing some demo work. Okay, here's where we're at. We got the driveway exposed to the edge, so that's gonna be right here, right here. And then good thing I called Kurt because I wasn't sure, but those two like landing pieces or walkway pieces are staying. So basically what we're doing is putting a wall in, and then stairs up and stairs up to meet up with that. So something interesting, you see this line right here. The existing stairs, it was half railroad tie and then half framed out, just 2x6 construction. They actually came out to this, so that's almost 2 feet of driveway that it was covering. Which is going to make it a little interesting for us because that's going to change our grade now, because we're going to probably be moving back to the edge of the driveway. Same thing with the wall. The existing wall was built on top of the driveway, which is really strange. That's not the right way to do it. It did have dead men and everything. It was just really old and falling apart. So we are going to take this load of railroad ties, get those out of here. Concrete will go out later, but we're gonna have to reevaluate our game plan a little bit. We're probably gonna end up squaring up this stair section, walkway, stair, whatever you want to call to that. It'll come about to this corner, make a turn, and then it'll be stairs, turn, stairs, up to the edge. And then we're probably gonna end up having to cut the driveway here. We're gonna make it square, so square to the walkway. So we'll run a string line across, take some measurements, and mark out where we're going to cut the driveway here, just to be, you know, in line. It's at a funky angle, so it'll probably come like this towards the tree. So we're going to run back, take that load, come back with some tools if it doesn't start raining. I know there's some bad rain in the forecast today. So we'll tidy everything up before we head out, and then go to dump this stuff. Alright, we're at the recycling place now. Ready to drop off the railroad ties. It's literally just a large building that you back into, and they just move everything around with the front loader and an excavator and load it in trucks, haul it out of here. So we'll get back in there and dump this. Alright, everything's dumped. As you can imagine, the smell in there is quite interesting, to say the least. But yeah, they just squish everything down into these trucks with an excavator, and then haul it away to wherever it goes. I'm not sure, but we gotta hop on the scale here to get weighed out, walk inside to pay, and then back to the job, hopefully. All right, back on site. Dump the load of railroad ties. We're gonna load out this concrete real quick. As you can tell, it's raining as usual. So we're gonna see how far we can get before it rains us out of here. I know it's supposed to get a little harder, but we're gonna try to get our measurements so we know exactly what we're doing, and then we're gonna tarp this overnight so that it doesn't get too wet. So I'll load out this concrete and then check in from there. Okay, so we got the rocks, most of the rocks on the concrete put in the trailer. The multi-grapple on the steel wrist, it's great for certain things, but when you're trying to pick up, you know, smaller rocks and things, the way that it closes, there's no real pinch action. It kind of wants to squish everything up towards the top to get a good grip on it. It works, but for rocks it's a little tricky. But we're gonna try to get some measurements real quick before the rain starts coming down too hard, just to map out where everything is gonna go, and see where it goes from there. Well, like I said, I'm probably gonna get rained off, so we got everything tarped up, machines parked. We were able to lay out some of our string lines just to start figuring out our measurements, but it started raining pretty quick. So railroad ties are getting delivered tomorrow. They're gonna put them over there, and we're heading out for the day. I'm gonna go do some office work, but check in with you guys tomorrow. All right, we're back this morning. Gonna get everything untarped. We didn't get too much rain yesterday, but we'll get this uncovered. The first step is making sure all of our measurements are right, and then we have to cut the driveway here nice and straight. I'm not sure about that side yet. We're gonna have to do a little more measuring, but once the driveway's cut, we'll get our excavation done for the blocks, and then the railroad ties are getting delivered a little bit later today, and then we'll start construction. So we'll get this uncovered and check back in with you after we make some measurements. All right, clean off the camera. But all right, so what we did here, I have a string line set up there that is square to the step on that walkway section, so it's square in this direction. So we went along the line, we measured out 15 feet onto the driveway, and you can see here we've got, I don't know, 8 inches of driveway peeking out, but when we get over here it's almost 2 feet. So this driveway, I don't know when it was paved, but the wall was built on top of it, like I said. So we're going to cut this in a nice straight line, and then our railroad ties will sit right up against the edge of the driveway there. So we got to cut this, and then once that's cut, we'll take our measurements. I have this other line here, so that's parallel to the side of the stairs, or the walkway up there, and then we'll take our measurements to see if we need to cut this driveway at all. But we're basically going to have 2 steps, then a landing, I believe, 2 to 3 steps, then a landing, and then it's going to be steps going up that way. So I'll cut this, then we're going to have to do some more measurements. All right, the driveway is cut. We're just going to peel up that section, and then I set my laser to the bottom most course, just the excavation for that. So we're going to start digging that once we peel up that driveway and just get a visualization on where everything's going to be. And then the blocks will be showing up in a little bit, and we can start setting that first course. And then we'll take some more measurements just to make sure our distances are proper. Alright, our load of railroad ties just showed up, so he's going to dump them back here in the corner. Alright, just like that. They just dump them right off the back. Now we have a bunch of 6x6x8. We call them railroad ties, but they're really called landscape ties. They're just pressure treated, and they're true 6x6s. So we're gonna eat lunch here in a second, and then we'll start making sure our grade is right and get these installed here. Alright, so we have all of the excavation completed. Everything's down to our subgrade. We're going to now add our gravel. So we're doing a 6-inch layer of clean 3/8 gravel, and then that first row of railroad ties, so it's going to go from that little corner there out and over. That'll be our base course for the wall and the stairs. We'll get the gravel compacted in here to the correct grade, and then we're going to start putting railroad ties on top of that, and we'll level those on top of the gravel, pin them in and everything so they're not going anywhere. And then from that point it kind of starts going a little quicker, because once you have your base ties in place, everything just kind of stacks on top of that. You just got to do your measurements and calculations for where to pin them and everything. So we're going to get the gravel in here and compacted, and then start laying some ties down. Okay, we've got our base in, compacted and leveled. So I just cut my first railroad tie. We're gonna get that in place. It's for here, then we're gonna go that way. And once those are in place, we'll level them with the sledgehammer, pin them into the ground, and in the corner there where they meet, we'll screw them together. And then we'll start on our second row, and from there, things should start going pretty quick. All right, we're getting our first couple courses installed here. I gotta do a cut there. That one's just gonna overhang just a little bit to the tree. We don't want to get into the roots, and that's not a structural portion of the wall, so we'll fill in some gravel there. Lay another one on top. That's gonna be one of our steps, and then it's gonna continue back one course that we're gonna have to set on top of the gravel, and up a step. So we're gonna keep working, building the wall. So the wall from the driveway is basically going to be 5 courses tall, about 2.5 feet. That's what it was before, so we're just replicating that. Now it's a little closer this way, and it's going to have this corner piece. So we're going to keep cutting some blocks and keep building. Alright, so we're making progress on the wall. Just kind of want to go through how we do things, at least how we prefer to do retaining walls out of railroad ties. So we like to offset the joints. So you'll see I have an 8-footer. And right in the middle I have a joint below it. Same with this one. And then you alternate the ends. That was just a scrap piece that's going to stick back into there. And then we're going to eventually have a piece going that way. So what we do is once the base course is level, we will take these timber lock screws. We'll throw like 2 of them in there just to hold everything together. And then if it's an 8-footer, we drill 4 holes. And then we pin everything together with 1/2-inch rebar. So I have the Milwaukee portaband saw over there. I cut my rebar. So 12-inch piece of rebar pins 2 6-inch railroad ties together. And then the base course that actually goes into the ground gets a full 18-inch piece. So we have a full 12 inches in the ground. And then we pin them together. And then when I'm done, I pull the timber lock screws out. Timber lock screws are really expensive, and they don't work great in my opinion. And there's only a very, it's a tiny little screw that you're trying to hold a bunch of railroad ties together with. They're great for holding everything together temporarily, but I don't like them for actually holding the wall together. Since the rebar is ribbed, it really hooks on to the wood, and it's a good fit. Some people use the galvanized nails. Those work all right too. But I don't think they hold as well. And then you have this flat head. Always seems to pop up and out because they're not really ribbed, so they don't hold in really well. So we pre-drill, hit our rebar in, and everything is really solidly pinned. So we're gonna throw another course on here. Then down at this end, we're gonna throw dead man. So that's a piece that goes into the hill to keep it from wanting to topple over, because we're 2 courses up now. So the 3rd course will get a dead man. This corner is only 1 course up and is on a right angle, so that acts as its own dead man. And then maybe we'll do one in the middle here. This whole thing's only gonna be 2.5 feet tall, so I'm not too worried about it toppling over, but we will throw those dead men in there anyway. And then tomorrow I think we'll start working on our stairs going up, make sure we have our right height to match up. We're working in 6-inch increments, so you need to make sure that the top of this step is within a 6-inch increment of that one, which it is. So we're going to keep building and check in with you later. Alright, here's where we're at for today. So we got the wall started to the tree. It looks kind of funny over there just because I don't want to get into the tree roots, but we'll backfill that with dirt and it'll look alright because we did dig down from the tree a little bit. I got my dead man in over there that goes into the ground, and I started doing the stair here. So the next level of stair will sit on top of that gravel, sit back 1 inch on top of this existing stair, and then we'll continue the wall. It's going to kind of go oop, boop, boop as the stairs get built here. We're probably going to have to do like a turn in the stairs, so we'll do some pie cuts, but it's looking good. We're going to get out of here, packed up for the night, be back tomorrow. Alright, back day 3. We're going to start working on the stairs. I need to get some height over here to continue the wall. So I just threw a couple rocks in here just to hold back the soil. That's how it was before. We're going to fill this up with gravel to get our next layer of stairs built. So it'll be 2 blocks here, and then the next set of blocks will sit back an inch, so we have a nice 11-inch step. We'll go up 6 inches to another 11-inch step, and then our third course, and then we'll start doing a turn. So we're gonna get started on that now, and then once we go up with the stairs enough, we can continue the wall. So here we're just 2 courses above ground. It should be 5 above ground at this point, about 2.5 feet, and it'll start stepping down as we get this way, because it's not as much dirt to hold back. So check in a second. All right, we're working here on our steps. So we got 2 steps in, and now we're building the 3rd step. So what Fitz is doing, he's pre-drilling these. Excuse me. He's pre-drilling these so we can pin them together. So we'll have pins going. This is going to lay down. So we build. This is going to be a 3-pack, or what Kurt affectionately refers to as the triple stack. So we pre-build this step, we pin it together, we're going to throw another one on top and then pin that to this as well. And that'll get laid down on top of that gravel base, sitting on that last step for support. Then it'll get pinned into the ground, pinned into that step. So it's kind of, it's a very structural. So these are all pinned into the ground, then they're pinned into each other, and then they're pinned into each other again. And into the wall. So they're super sturdy. Everything's kind of together as a unit. So Fitz is building out the pack. I got another one cut. We're gonna stack it, pin them all together, then we'll lay it in place, make sure it's level, pin it into the ground, pin it into that step, and pin it into the wall. So, making progress. Okay, we're headed out for our lunch break. This is where we're at. We got another course on the wall up until here, and we got I think, since I last filmed, 2 steps in. So you can see I have this set at a 30-degree angle. The next one will be set 30 degrees to that, and then one more 30 degrees to get our 90. This is all just gonna get covered in rocks and dirt and mulch again like it was. Like I said, another, I think, 2 steps to make our 90, and then going up the hill. So the wall is gonna go up until that top step of the 90, I believe. Yeah, 2 more courses, and then the wall is gonna go, I think we're gonna step it up at the dead man, or it'll step back down at the dead man, and they'll probably do another step somewhere in here to hit our 5. But it's looking good. So we're gonna go get some lunch and then come back and keep working. All right, back day 4. I didn't get a whole lot of footage yesterday just because we were pretty busy wrapping up this corner, but now we're on to the straight shot up to the walkway up there. So we're gonna start you know, backfilling everything with gravel. We gotta make a couple more doubles just to get our height and get our distance. So we're gonna get moving here. Gotta get everything started up and ready, and then keep on working. All right, we're at the point where we're starting to need some distance on top of our height. So we were doing 2 packs just to get us height real quick, because it's really steep right here, but it's starting to mellow out. So we're doing the 4 packs to get us some distance. We're going to do quite a few of those to get our distance up to the walkway there. I think we're going to have to also get some more railroad ties. This ended up using a bit more than we thought, and it's just how it goes sometimes. So we'll probably have to run out for those around lunchtime, but we'll be able to get quite a few 4 packs in here. They each take 2 railroad ties, so we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we can get 4 more steps, 4.5 more steps. So we're gonna keep building these here. Got to pin this one with rebar and then lay it down, get it level, and just continue the process. So I just want to make a note of something. for anybody curious or looking at the wall and seeing some of the imperfections. These are the factory cut sides on these railroad ties. If you look at them, they're all over the place. They're cut at angles. These blocks are warped. Ever since COVID happened, the supply chain has been, you know, messed up. Everybody knows it. The blocks used to be a little better, but now, like, I mean, this is the kind of quality you get out of these blocks, unfortunately. This one's bent like a banana. I don't know if you can see that. So it's a little tricky sometimes when you're building these retaining walls out of these blocks. You just gotta try to flip the block as many times until you get it in the right spot or whatever. We used to cut these with a chop saw. Then we have a Milwaukee battery chop saw, but it chews through batteries, even the 9 amps. We don't have any 12 amps, unfortunately, and those are pricey. But most sites we work on don't have outdoor power. We do have a generator that we bring to some sites, but, you know, at a certain point, we have so much stuff in the truck every day. We have to haul the machine. I've got all these attachments with me. You know, you can only bring so much stuff with you. So we found chainsaw works better. You get a better than factory cut with a chainsaw. And then railroad ties are generally a more budget oriented option for people. You know, if we did this out of Unilock, it would be 4 times the cost and 4 times the labor and everything. So railroad ties are a great budget friendly way. And by the time everything's installed, the client's gonna have their house pressure washed. They're gonna stain this the same color. This is gonna look fantastic. So I just wanted to make that note in case anybody was gonna comment that, you know, some of the blocks are this or that. It's how it is when you work with the railroad ties. But yeah, we're getting our next 4-pack made. Gonna lay that down up top and keep on going. All right, good morning everybody. Day 5 on this project. We brought back the Rotostar and a couple more railroad ties and rebar. All you have to do is this section, so it's one more step, and that's going to come up to the bottom of this. So it's a nice step down. This is going to be a little bit larger of a landing, so we just have to make that pack real quick. I'm going to take a measurement here to figure out exactly how long that needs to be. I think we're going to do it in 2 sections just so it's easier to lift, and then we'll rebar it in. And then we just have to do some finishing touch work. So we have that dirt down there. We're gonna spread a little more up here, spread a little on the sides, and then we have a little bit of mulch to put down just to touch this up. So we're gonna get measuring here and start installing the rest of the ties. Should be a quick, easy little part of the day here. We just wrapped up, everything's seated and strawed. I'll give you the tour. Come down off the old walkway onto a step, and then it's a comfortable set of steps to the twist and onto the driveway. So that area is seated and strawed, and we've got a nice wall that steps up, corner in here. And mulch this, and it meets right up with the existing walkway. So I'll probably throw some photos up for this too, but we're loaded up and we're going on to help Kurt on one of his jobs. So thanks for watching, guys.